Hello, welcome to Trend Tuesdays. My name is William Mellor with Angelou Economics. So no sooner do we start talking about Amazon's not so short list that Apple made their announcement that they're also planning a huge expansion. Their expansion is 20,000 jobs and $350 billion. So how does that stack up with Amazon's investment? It's a little different, obviously, very different companies. So we're going to dig into the details of each of the expansion projects and see really what it means for the lucky community who gets either Amazon or Apple. So with Apple, there's $350 billion of investment, which is a huge amount of money. But not all of that is going towards capital investment, meaning it's not all tied directly to the jobs being created. Whereas with Amazon's HQ2, it's $5 billion of investment, all directly related to the 50,000 jobs that they're going to be creating. So with Apple, how does that $350 billion break down? First, $275 billion is actually made up of continuing operations over the next 5 years. So they have said that basically they're going to continue their current operations for the next 5 years, $55 billion per year. That gets you to $275 billion. Not really very exciting news, just business as usual, but even business as usual for Apple is great news for the US economy. They do business with something like 9,000 different suppliers and manufacturers. Great news. Secondly, there's a $38 billion tax bill that Apple is going to pay to the US government when they repatriate $252 billion. So with the new tax plan in 2018, there's a repatriation tax holiday, which says that if you bring money back from overseas during 2018, we'll tax you at a rate of 15.5% rather than the new rate of 21%. So when Apple does that, they've said that they're going to repatriate some money and that they're going to generate a $38 billion tax bill. If you do the reverse math, they're going to repatriate something like $252 billion. A lot of money. Next, they've said that they're going to invest $30 billion in capital infrastructure projects. So this is what's tied to the 20,000 jobs. So they have said that there's going to be a focus on technical support for customers. Not a lot of detail outside of that. Some of it's going to be in the form of a new campus. Some of it's going to go to their existing facilities. We don't know the breakdown, but we know 20,000 jobs, and those 20,000 jobs are going to have a tied investment of $30 billion. They have said that of the $30 billion, $10 billion will be earmarked for data centers, but again, that's really all the detail we know at this point. The last part is they're going to expand their advanced manufacturing fund to support American innovation. So right now it's a $1 billion fund. They're going to increase it to $5 billion. So you put all that together, you get something like $348 billion, but if you're Apple, you can just round up to $350 billion and call it a day. So if we're going to compare the two, again, with Amazon HQ2, we know $5 billion, 50,000 jobs. That means they're going to be investing $100,000 per job created. Pretty good. With Apple, we know that only $30 billion is tied to the jobs that they're going to be creating, and of that $30 billion, only $20 billion is actually going towards something that will be significantly human capital intensive. Data centers are very not human capital intensive. So if we take $20 billion and the 20,000 jobs that they're going to create, that means that Apple is investing $1 million per job created. Astronomical. Simply incredible. So it doesn't really surprise me that there's a difference between Amazon and Apple. Amazon doesn't really actually create anything. It's simply a platform to bring buyers and sellers together. Whereas Apple is one of the most innovative companies in the world, so of course there's going to be a higher value add for those jobs. But even so, $1 million per jobs created is incredible. So is that really sustainable though? So if you look at the revenue per employee, Amazon has revenues per employee of about $400,000, makes sense, and Apple has revenues per employee of about 1.9 million. So is it sustainable? Yeah, it is. Does it make sense? Sure, when you're talking about the world of multi-billion-dollar companies. Well, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the breakdown of Apple's new expansion project. Hope you join us again for the next Trend Tuesday. Have a great day.